Are you looking to apply to schools in both the US and the UK? Let's compare the required writing of both applications. Hi, I'm Niel. I got accepted into both top US and UK schools and will be studying at Cambridge this October. I'm a mentor for Oxbridge, which helps other students through the application process. Now, to compare the required writing for both applications, we're going to look at three different things: structure, content, and volume. First, let's talk about structure. So the main piece of writing for the UK is the personal statement, and for the US is the Common App essay. They greatly differ in terms of structure. The UK personal statement just reformatted for the upcoming cycle to be 3 questions that you must answer. The 4,000 character limit remains the same, but you can divide them how you'd like among the 3 questions as long as you're hitting a 350 character minimum. For the Common App essay, you have 7 prompts to pick from, and you have 650 words to answer that prompt. 2, let's talk about content and what I think is the most significant difference between the two. So for the UK, the 3 questions of the personal statement really focus on your uni course. They essentially ask why you want to study your course, what you've done in your studies to prepare for that course, and what you've done outside of education to prepare for that course. That's like supercurriculars. Whereas the Common App, although they have prompts that allow you to talk about what you're interested in, any academic interests, I will say majority of the prompts are really focused on either your identity, your personality, your personal challenges, and things like that. So I would say it's much more focused on you as a person, since that is kind of the style of the US application, whereas the UK is very focused on your intellectual interests and what you want to study. Lastly, we'll talk about the volume of writing required. So we'll start with the US because you have the most commonly known supplementals. I applied to Yale, and I will say there were a lot of supplementals which are just basically additional questions to your Common App essay, and they're individual to each institution. So if you're applying to a lot of top US schools, you'll end up answering a lot of different supplementals. Whereas for the UK, you really only have to submit your personal statement, and there are some universities that will have supplemental writing, but I will say that they're much shorter, they are much more straightforward, and once again, they're based more on your course. For me personally, I had additional questions for Cambridge and UCL. Anyway, those are the biggest differences between writing for the US application and the UK application. Personally, if you didn't guess by me going to Cambridge, I enjoyed writing for the UK more because if you're somebody who knows what they want to study and is very interested in a certain field, I think it can be very rewarding and even fun, honestly, to write about it so in depth. And if you are somebody who is applying to both or is focusing on top schools in the UK, Oxbridge will become an amazing resource for you, and you'll get to talk and receive feedback from mentors like me. Thank you.